all these people behind me are getting after it. And I was thinking about how I could flip some of the stuff I've been saying in the positive note. And now, one of the things that's so positive is seeing how well folk here take care of themselves. So I feel like there is a sense among many of the older people in Japan that they have got to look after themselves in some sense, because there simply are not enough people to look after them. You can see right here, oh look, got a double tap on that. See over here, yeah, just basically almost everyone here is over 70, and it is 6 in the morning and they are all getting after it. And it's incredible. It's like seeing a whole bunch of people doing the work, getting some blood flowing in the morning, having a sense of community. There's clearly all kinds of social circles going on there, and they're just having a great time. And it's just a great place to do it. This park is stunning. There's monuments everywhere. Sun's coming up over the hill, and there's a bunch of shrines. You can see this kind of gate in the corner that leads into one of the Shogun graveyards. And just in general, you get a sense of how well everybody's looking after their bodies, even as the day progresses. It's really incredible. And so this is actually the path down to the place I did the video a few days ago. And yeah, the concept of aging gracefully is something I've thought a lot about. I lost my grandparents. I didn't lose them. My grandparents passed 2 years ago and 4 years ago. My grandmother and my grandfather, who I was closest to, who I grew up with. And I really admire how gracefully they aged as well. They maintained their mental health right until the end. They didn't have extended periods of physical pain or, thankfully, no major diseases. And they got to see, over a dozen grandchildren and grandkids, grow up and become healthy and strong and start their lives. And you talk about aging gracefully, to see your whole tribe develop, all of your children to make it in their own pursuits, and then to have them all starting their own families. There's nothing better. And then being able to pass with loved ones around you. That's the way to die gracefully. That's the way that we would all dream of. Look at the way the sun's coming through here. This is beautiful. So I don't know if the lens really captures it, but the way the light's kind of shimmering through the trees, it's pretty amazing. Let's see if this is working. Yeah, this is another one of the temples where people pay respects to past. And even here, you've got a beautiful glowy pair of lamps creating a vibe. Yeah, it's magical. Magical place. So I've got to pay respect to the fact that even though they aren't producing enough children, they're certainly trying to invent technology and cultural habits and ways of life to adapt to this idea that they do have an aging population. And you've got to pay respect to that because it's got to be a hard realization to get to your 70s and 80s and think, okay, we might have skipped a beat here, but we've got to make sure we don't lean too heavily on the young. I think that's where one of the frames I view the world through has come from. Is I feel like my grandfather's generation dealt with the war, so they were just happy to be alive and happy to be thriving and happy to see civilization restored. And then my father's generation kind of got this amazing confluence of booming, broad economic growth, coupled with post-war kind of happiness and mania that led into amazing new infrastructure and civilization, and the ability to kind of buy homes, form families and get going. And that my generation aren't really experiencing that. It's like grandfather had it really hard, parents had it much better, and then my generation is starting to struggle a bit, and you can feel it in the culture. You can feel it because none of my friends have been able to buy a home without help from their parents. You can feel it because of how few kids, myself included, and other people are having, even into their mid-30s. You can feel that family formation is not central to the ethos of the culture, and that is starting to rear its head in interesting ways. And I guess with the context of people maybe extending their lifespans and new kinds of technology potentially on the horizon that can extend our telomerase, or the things in our DNA that break down, this whole concept of aging gracefully is about to get very weird, when not only the health span and the lifespan of a human can extend, but those with economic resources may be able to live like not just 20% longer, but maybe 50, 60, 100% longer, and it will really change how things work. There we go, you can see everybody getting after it. So yeah, those are just some scattered thoughts. We're trying to switch up the interpretation on what's happening here. You can see everyone just smashing it, and these people are aging gracefully. All right, everyone. Thanks as always for joining me. See you around.